Hey, what's up guys? My name is Sal and this is another expedition log. On tonight's episode, we're revisiting the Forest Fair Mall at nearly midnight to see what this mall is like after hours, because it's just still open until midnight on the weekends because of the arcade. We're going to take a look at the spooky spider-filled exterior, and then we're going to jump into the mall to see what lurks in the dark corridors.
The lighting's perfect. I'm here with Unicomm Productions, Ron and Kristin. Their channel's in the description below. They're my gracious hosts in Cincinnati, and I can't get the lighting right, but the spiders ahead. We're here in Cincinnati at Cincinnati Mills, Cincinnati Mall, whatever you want to call it, Forest Fair. And I wanted to celebrate 10,000 subscribers. So thank you all for everything. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for engaging the channel and everything. And I'll keep this short. I'll jump right into the footage because I can't get this goddamn lighting right. This is terrible. Here's the Cincinnati Mills Mall at 11:18 at night. I'm totally blinding myself. I can't see right now. So enjoy. The only way back in if this fucks up. Fuck it, let's go. You're a brave man. Let's go. Got a big light. I'm curious. Let's see what's up. Oh yeah, let's go.
Wow. I had no idea any of this was up here.
That's right.
Somebody was brave. They got over there and tagged the skylight.
You guys want to play tag?
This seems like a great place to rollerblade.
I would learn to rollerblade up here with you.
I definitely think the options up here would be skate or die.
Fuck yeah.
Especially at night.
Oh, there's more.
God.
Damn.
Like prime quality urban decay.
This is a straight up excursion now.
Yeah.
Careful here. This whole thing is fucking shady. It's compromised. Sorry, let's stand next to each other. I'm just trying to sweep in case they see like vagrants and shit. Because the place is tagged up.
Very much so.
I don't know, I'm just...
Did you see something?
I thought it did. Okay, it's probably... Doesn't matter which way we take, left or right.
The offer before Coles was in there was 3 levels. This was the top one. The space that's Coles.
There's the kennels.
Those are really were kennels?
Yeah.
Why?
For security dogs, they'd have them out after dark
Holy shit.
to find people who
Yeah, they're
were hiding. They weren't like attack dogs.
When Rachel went up to the top of Menken's and there were dogs.
Oh shit, that's
It's
right.
like that.
Whoa. That's crazy. So these were kennels.
Yeah.
Wow, I wonder if there's like hookups for chains.
I doubt it. I'd imagine they'd have houses in here.
Oh yeah, like...
And there used to be walls between each of them, so these were 3 kennels.
That's crazy.
Now
I
it
never
looks
would
like
have
they're
assumed
just
that.
storing like overflow during winters and stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Hold on. I'll blind them. If you look underneath the garage, you can see the scaffolding holding up the floor.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a little sketchy.
Good lord, look at the Boeing. With the concrete.
Yeah. This is a how not to video.
Yeah, do not fucking do this. Here. Oh yeah, all over this carpet.
Yeah.
Oh, that was perfect.
And don't hit that.
Oh God.
Whoa, shit.
That's a hot steaming cup of nope.
Yep, any arachnophobes, I apologize for this.
Yeah, me. He's gonna jump.
He's not gonna.
Oh God, it's so spooky.
We need
That
to
needs to be your opener right there.
Oh Jesus Christ.
A water drop in and startled it.
we need to make this needs to be like the Halloween special.
You guys don't understand. My fear of spiders is extreme. Oh Jesus Christ, there's another one. Oh God. You son of a bitch. Oh God, I hate him.
I'll see you in hell. Tell him who sent you.
Oh fuck no, let's go. I'm done with this place now. You guys can stay if you want.
Sounds like fuck this shit out. I'm out.
Yep.
All for one, all for all. I'm getting out of here as well.
This is not the place to be.
Punk's not dead. Neither is that spider, so we are out of here.
I mean, at this point, it's probably, there's already a million
You are
and one
polishing grass on
videos.
the Titanic at this point.
Take a look at this. This is fun. Look.
Oh god, this floor doesn't feel right.
Look. Look at the stair.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh shit.
What the fuck?
Okay, yeah. There were a lot of them out at my parents' house in Nashville. I think I know. Oh, you're talking about.
They get darker.
That was a security camera.
It's probably not even on. Nice.
You have to let us be in there overnight, okay? And let us roll it.
It's got a monitor. You smell it? What are they protecting? And who's gonna get through there?
If you watch very carefully after I turn around here, see if you can see it first before I did. I almost died walking face first into a killer spider, a Cincinnati killer spider. I'm not sure what the Latin name for this is,
Oh, Jesus Christ, I almost walked into it.
but there it is. That thing almost killed me, and it planned that. It purposefully went face level
I almost died.
to try and destroy
Literally
me.
just now. I get close to it. What am I doing? You suck.
We slept till 7 this morning.
That's late for us.
In this episode, we're going to span treacherous parts of an abandoned garage with killer Cincinnati spiders, dozens of other creatures lurking in the night, and a 1.5 million square foot abandoned mall at midnight. So come take a walk with me, Ron, and Kristin in the most likely haunted Forest Fair Mall at midnight. But first, a word from our sponsor for this video, Willard Scott. Before he became a weatherman, in one of his early roles as Ronald McDonald, from the 1963 incredibly creepy ad for McDonald's.
Ronald McDonald. Now, where is that clown? Oh, Ronald! Hey, Ronald! Here I am, kid. Hey, isn't watching TV fun? especially when you got delicious McDonald's hamburgers. Ronald, you can't be on TV and watch it at the same time. Now, come on and meet the boys and girls.
Oh, we've already met. I know we're going to be friends, too, because I like to do everything boys and girls like to do, especially when it comes to eating those delicious McDonald's hamburgers. A magic tray here keeps me well supplied. McDonald's hamburgers, french fries, and milkshakes. Watch for me on TV. We'll have lots of fun.
He's Ronald McDonald, the hamburger happy clown. A McDonald's drive-in restaurant is his favorite place in town.
The Forest Fair Mall at night. There's random noises that happen all over the place, buzzing noises that you can't account for. And sometimes there's voices that come from places where you just wouldn't expect voices to come from. And as you walk around the Forest Fair Mall, all of the noises are augmented. You can hear them amplified, which makes it even more spooky. As you're watching this, just imagine that this place is 1.5 million square feet. Anything could be lurking in this mall at night. The doors just open, and anybody can walk in. So in every corner, you never know what's back there. But how did such an amazing mall, such a massive mall, get to this point? If you watched my part 1 video, you'll hear the entire history and every financial transaction that occurred in the life of this mall. But from the very beginning, from day 1, this mall was referred to as the Great Experiment. Now, what does that mean? Why did they call it an experiment? As you're watching this, just imagine that this place is 1.5 million square feet. Anything could be lurking in this mall at night. The doors just open, and anybody can walk in. So in every corner, you never know what's back there. The very first developer, the man that came over from Australia to the United States with $2 billion in his pocket, George Herscu. This mall was to be his crown jewel. This was to be his super mall that would put all other malls to shame. However, his ambition to make this place into something that it never needed to be was its original downfall. Since Herscu had controlling interest in B. Altman, Bonwit Teller, and Sakowitz, naturally he wanted those three to be anchor tenants at this mall. But they never should have been. They're obscure stores that people just didn't want. And the very year that the entire mall opened in Phase 2, he put the mall up for sale. He filed for bankruptcy protection for himself, and his company L.J. Hooker filed for Chapter 11. These events foreshadowed what would happen the next year, when Bonwit Teller, B. Altman, and Sakowitz would close at this mall. This door must have been possessed. That's the only explanation for this. Even though I was touring this mall with somebody who has intimate knowledge of how doors work. Right here is the model security guard. He was flying around on the Segway, and just at the first hint of trouble, he came running to our rescue to go fix the door. Security guards out there strive to be like him. If you're in this area and it's on a weekend, the arcade is the only thing that's still open here. So if you're there, you can go take a look up until midnight. But again, you never know what's around the corner here. So walk around here, but do it with trepidation.
Thank you for visiting Cincinnati.
Do you see those two blue orbs up there? Don't they kind of look like eyes just staring at you in the darkness? So just 1 year after the mall opened, it lost 3 of its senior anchors. George Herscu was playing with fire when he opened those stores, and he was using this establishment as an experiment. And because of this, the mall was in dire straits, and the very bank that loaned the $250 million to Herscu, the Bank of Nova Scotia, they had to buy it back. And they led a group of banks into a limited partnership to buy Forest Fair in 1991.
No need to push the card back now. They're willing to keep their distance. The captain's conferring with someone. Can't quite see who. Oh, yes, I believe it's Professor Pearson. Yes, it is. Now they've parted, and the professor moves around one
When I was
side,
going down these stairs,
studying the object,
there was a
while the
blind
captain and
spot,
policeman advance with something in
and
their
for
hands.
some reason I was sure that somebody was going to jump out and scare me, or mug me, or kill me, I don't know. I definitely thought that something bad was going to happen down here.
Wait a minute, something's happening.
Even more experimentation happened in 1992 when they introduced the Malls of Forest Fair concept, introducing the distinct neighborhoods, the fashions, the festival, the markets, and the lifestyle.
Introducing Game Boy. It's portable, it's in stereo, and its games are interchangeable. Game Boy comes complete with batteries and the outrageous new game Tetris. And for head-to-head competition, use Video Link and blow your opponent away. Game Boy, only from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power, portable power.
These all brought some amazing business, and times seemed to be looking up, but it was still another experiment. It was trying to do something so radical that this mall just never needed and the people didn't want.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances beyond our control, we are unable to continue the broadcast from Grover's Mill. Evidently, there's some difficulty with our field transmission. However, we will return to that point at the earliest opportunity. In the meantime, we have a late bulletin from San Diego, California. Professor Indelkoffer, speaking at a dinner of the California Astronomical Society, expressed the opinion that the explosions on Mars are undoubtedly nothing more than severe volcanic disturbances on the surface of the planet. We continue now with our piano interval.
The next experiment happened when the mall was sold to Gator Investments. And again, this was at a time when smoking was allowed inside the mall. So you had the festival at Forest Fair, which had a nightclub, and it was the happening place in the mall to party. And you could also smoke inside the mall. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine walking into a mall where you smelled stale beer and cigarettes? When Gator bought the mall for $36 million, it immediately wanted to redesign the place as another experiment. They pumped in $60 million, and they wanted to bring in some fantastic tenants. And again, things looked good. Their plan looked good. And they brought in Bass Pro Shops, Media Play, and they opened this awesome little amusement park in the center of the mall. But again, it didn't work. And over time, they just had tons of vacant storefronts. They would put up posters covering up these vacant storefronts, and the posters would depict thriving storefronts with tons of people inside. This ruse did not get past the public, and they called them all out on it. So then Gator invested another $15 million to fix it. Once again, this just didn't work, and Gator sold them all to the Mills Corporation for $64 million. And once again, the Mills Corporation decided to put their spin on it and to pump in $70 million in renovations. Now, the way we see the mall today, this is how the Mills Corporation renovated it. It looks like an abandoned stage from the Nickelodeon channel in the 90s. But as it turns out, the Mills Corp, a giant name in malls, they couldn't keep it together either. And in 2006, they downsized their entire company to 200 employees. And in the same year, this is when they first announced that Cincinnati Mills, or Forest Fair, was among their lowest performing properties. 1 year later, they sold it to Simon Property Group. And this is when the Mills Corp sold about $1.5 billion worth of malls, 37 malls to be exact, to Simon. Just shortly thereafter, Simon went under investigation by the SEC because they were doing some shady bookkeeping. The mall changed hands once again, and it was purchased by North Star Realty. At this time, it was between 40 and 50% occupied. And in 2010, World Properties LLC set up the Cincinnati Holding Company to purchase the mall and manage it. Again, this company had giant plans. They wanted to make an ice skating rink, a hotel, entertainment, an agricultural museum, an indoor mountain biking range. They wanted to do some crazy stuff. But again, this failed. And the state you see Forest Fair in today is exactly as Cincinnati Holding has left it. Retail has failed at every turn at this mall, and I don't think that it's going to work. And it's now for sale. You can buy the Cincinnati Mills Mall. You can buy Forest Fair for $55 million. Cincinnati Holding Company, they only paid $6 million for it. So they're in it just to make a profit. It's really sad the way that this mall has deteriorated over the years. And to me, the spookiest thing about this mall
Coolest security guard ever.
is the fact that nothing has worked for such a beautiful place. Not one thing has ever worked to revitalize this mall. So here's hoping that the mall survives. And I'd like to thank all of you for watching this video, and if you don't mind, please check out Ron and Kristin's channel, Unicomm Productions. They too have a video on the Forest Fair Mall, so you can hear their take on it. But I'd like to thank my patrons, my subscribers, and my viewers. All of you rock. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again for 10,000 subscribers. So until the next expedition, take care, everybody.
I assure you that the War of the Worlds has no further significance than as the holiday offering it was intended to be. The Mercury Theater's own radio version of dressing up in a sheet and jumping out of a bush and saying boo. Starting now, we couldn't soap all your windows and steal all your garden gates. By tomorrow night, so we did the best next thing. We annihilated the world before your very ears and utterly destroyed the CBS. You will be relieved, I hope, to learn that we didn't mean it, and that both institutions are still open.